when we're looking at the new circulating variants, it's a game changer. Now's the time to get vaccinated.
Look, Nubia, we don't have anything.
Man, relax, Proud.
All right, is the audio live? Actually, wait, I have the light on. Give me 1 second, guys. Ooh, don't want to mess with the lighting there. All right, sweet. Are we good to go? Can you all hear me? Hopefully all is well. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Yo, what's up, my boy Derek? Derek just finished the final episode of Peaky Blinders. It's so funny, man. Maybe it's just me and how my mind works because I've watched so many shows and movies, but they are really good at foreshadowing and making, and it's pretty easy at this point to make predictions on how the show's gonna end. And I literally called it in front of my girlfriend. I said, it's not gonna happen. He's gonna live. And literally, that's it. It went the way it went. The only thing that threw me off is what they did to Goldman. I was so upset because he was actually one of my favorite characters. I loved him and his son. But it was so sad. But other than that, you know, it went exactly how I expected. Plus, historically speaking, it kind of correlates with World War II, so it kind of made sense. It's just a bummer that it's the final season for season 6. So, well, that's right around the corner. But what's up, everyone? Yo soy, how we doing, brother? Phil Hung, Babe Cakes, what's up? But yeah, glad everyone's here. I saw Pika Pika, so he's probably here. Or I'll see him later, but shout out to him as well, and shout out to everyone else that's just coming in. But I actually want to start off things a little bit differently. So I'm wondering, does anyone know actually if they could help me with this? I want to start off this stream by doing a poll. Hey Eli, thanks for Darkness Ablaze ETBs. Hopefully we'll be able to get some Vivid Voltage from you. Hey, appreciate that, Alex. Yeah, I mean, I got my allocations. I'm just, you know, I always like to wait until I know definitively that I'm going to be receiving my ETBs because I don't want to, you know, end up having to do a bunch of refunds, lose a bunch of money. So I usually like to wait until I know 100%. Because obviously there was such a scare with the ETB reprints being canceled. So I'm going to hold off before I put them on the site, but I should have a little bit. Hopefully I'll get some. Yo, what's up? There's Pika. How's it going there, Coolest Shibe? But yeah, I want to start off today by doing a poll. If anyone knows how, it would be great if I could try and do just a general poll on the stream. I don't know if there's a way we can do that some way. Let me see, actually. I can probably look this up. How to do a poll on YouTube live stream. Here we go. Live polls on YouTube work similar to polls. They can be used during a stream. The first step is to look at the bottom of the chat on your YouTube channel and select the icon for creating a poll. So that sounds simple enough. So let's see. Well, how do I view my chat? I gotta go to... How do I view my chat? Dang, this is obnoxious, man. Good afternoon. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for the live stream as always. Hey, thanks for everyone stopping by. Obviously, I started a little bit later. I usually try and shoot for noon, so sorry about the delay. Actually, the reason for that, just in case people were wondering, I'm going to be out of town on Saturday and Sunday for a volleyball tournament. So I was actually doing practice not that long ago, and it just ran a little bit over, so I do apologize for that. But gosh dang it, man, I'm trying to find out how to view my chat. So it should be under, it's in my studio, is it not? Is it not? Because it'd be under content, and then I go to my live, and then if I click on the settings for it, maybe. Gosh dang it, guys. Why is it like this? This is obnoxious. Oh, wait. I gotta go in the control room. Right. Go to the control room. Alright, let's figure this out. And then, yeah, so for those people that are new to the channel, here we go. Here we go. I can see now everything. Alright, so I should be able to get a poll up pretty soon. Create a poll? Oh, sick. So that's how I do a poll. But Derek says, yeah, the plan was going to go bad. I mean, it just kind of seemed a little bit predictable to me that I was going to go bad, but I mean, great, you know, kind of end either way. I think they did a good job leaving you kind of at a cliffhanger. What else we got? The put tags for evolutions. Oh, okay, Trenton. Hey, I'll have to check out mine. Have you tried setting up Nightbot? I have not yet, Koga. I was so busy yesterday. I did not have the chance to do it whatsoever, but all right, here we go. We're going to create a poll. And we're going to add options. Add options. So here's what the poll is going to be. So for those people that don't know, I actually talked about this with you guys last time. I said, which would you prefer? Because I want to start doing an extra stream on weekends. You guys said that you would prefer it be a live stream rather than being a pre-recorded video for when we do openings. I said my budget is going to be $300. So my goal is, I'll make an announcement about this, but my goal is I want to do the live streams on either Saturday or Sunday. So, Eli, hey Eli, woke up early from a nap. Oh my gosh, stoked you were able to make it. Shout out to Trenton as well. But yeah, no, but what was I saying? Yeah, so, I basically, am deciding what I want to do at Saturday, Sunday. If you guys kind of want to let me know which day you think's better, Saturday, Sunday, you can let me know. But here's what the poll is going to be about. It's going to be which booster box would you guys want me to open that weekend? And I'll put up, because I know a lot of people were asking me, I'll put up break packs if you guys want to purchase into it. And I will literally either give it to below of what I'm getting it for or at the price of what I'm getting it for. Because I'm going to expect to lose money. I was already expecting to lose money anyway. So I'd much rather make it affordable for you guys to enter in. And I can just, make up for it with, ad revenue or bulk. I'm not going to make up a lot about it. But what's up, Plebasaurus? How we doing, brother? Just talked a little bit about how I'm going to put a poll up right now just for those people that are interested when we're going to do the breaks on the weekend. Which booster box would you prefer that we open? So which booster should we open is what the poll is going to be. So, all right. So here are going to be the picks in my mind. I don't know why they have it only as yes or no, but I see why. So the first one is going to be a Fates Collide. The second one is going to be a Lost Thunder. The third one is going to be a it was Unified Minds. And then the last one was going to be, what was the last option? Comment down below is what we'll say. What's up, Travis in the building? How we doing, brother? All right, so here's what it's going to be. So the poll, for those people that are wondering, was which booster box should we open when we do the live break / pack opening for the booster box the following week. So here's what it's going to be. Can I vote to open all of them? Hey, we can do another poll for it eventually down the line, but here's going to be the ones that we're going to do a live poll. This is actually my first live poll, so I'm pretty excited about this. But all right, let's see how this looks. So how do I visibly see what they are? It says I posted it. Oh, there it is, baby. Let's go. All right, which booster should we open? Sweet. Fates Collide, Lost Thunder, Unified Minds, and then comment down below. Those will be the picks. So let me know what you guys think. But yeah, so for those people that are new to the chat, and welcome. Basically what we do is every single Tuesday and Thursday is where I take the opportunity to answer any of your guys' kind of questions, concerns about everything going on in the Pokemon market. A lot of people leave comments all the time down on my videos that I post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't get the opportunity to answer all you guys' questions, so this is that opportunity for me to be able to answer all those questions for you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions. As far as it goes, obviously our last topic was the video that I had posted talking basically about, hey, low voltage ETBs are back on, so we can start off the promos with that. If you have any other questions, just feel free to let me know. But and as always, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and be subscribed if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways where we have 3 winners. Each winner will win 8 Brilliant Star booster packs, and once we hit 3,500 subs, 2,500 subs, we're gonna push it up to 12 per person. So, but let's see how the poll's been going so far. So it looks like we just got it started about a minute in. We've got 19 votes, and so far it's pretty close between Lost Thunder and Unified Minds. So right on. Yo, Travis, shout out to you for the donation. Thank you so much, brother. $2. I will take it all day. Heck yeah. Let's have a good stream, everybody. ELE. But yeah, Eli gave us a tutorial on how to set up a poll on YouTube. Bro, it literally just took me 2 seconds to figure out. Thankfully, it wasn't that bad. hell yeah for them break packs. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. I mean, it was funny because I wanted to just make it content, but as soon as you guys were like, I'll buy into the break packs, then I'm like, all right, let's do a vote on it. And let's make sure that it's a $300 limit to start, and then we'll see what people think. And then we can transition as more and more people get into it. And I'll always make sure to give you guys a good deal on it, because for me, I don't want to make money on it. In the overall boosters, I want to literally break even on it is kind of my goal, or maybe lose a little, just because I want to make it as affordable as possible for you guys to get in, and you get those guaranteed pulls with buying into the booster boxes. So that's kind of my whole thing. And if I make money off of, you know, revenue, then great. If I make money off of bulk, then great. But I'm going to try and keep it cheap, because long term I'll eventually want to make it, you know, literally ridiculously cheap for you guys to get in. So obviously there'll be a point where I'll have to model it differently, because if I'm, you know, selling you guys $2 packs for like, you know, an older Hidden Fate set, then, you know, and I'm just saying, oh, I'm just doing it because I'm trying to give back to the community. Well, if I'm opening 100,000 of those packs because of how cheap I'm getting them for, then that's a different story altogether. But Derek said I really wanted him to get revenge. Oh, he'll get his revenge. I mean, I 100% think he will. Oh shit, you're talking about Goldman. Oh, dude, I did too. Honestly, I'm just upset with the way in which they went about it. Like, I'm already upset that they killed his son to begin with, but the way in which they crucified him, oh my goodness gracious, that's horrible, dude. That is horrible. Kenski, can I vote to open them all? I already read that, yeah. LHB Bowling Cosmic, hey, and then Derek says Unbroken. Well, like I said, we'll definitely get to those eventually, but as it currently stands right now, they're pretty expensive. And here's another thing too, I can give you guys, like, if we want to, and this is up to you guys, we can do Unbroken Bonds, we can do Cosmic. But the thing is if I do it from a booster box, it's going to be, I'm going to have to charge more than if it were loose packs. So the question for you guys, would you prefer that we open 36 loose packs and I charge you guys like $9 per pack of like the oh my god, Cosmic Eclipse, or would you prefer I charge you like 12 or 13 bucks and get it from a booster box? That's another question, and you guys can comment down below what you think about that, because it'll obviously, because the difference is like $360 for like 36 packs of like loose, versus if I want a booster box, it's like $600-700 bucks. So it's a completely different thing. Raheem, think the pole is broken, don't see the majestic dog. Raheem, oh my god, that's so funny. If I'm being completely honest, Raheem, oh my goodness gracious, would I even ever want to do that? I feel like I'd be the type of guy to spend 5k, just open it and just want to get the Leafeon myself and be like, if I get the Leafeon, that's mine, you guys get everything else, I don't care. I just want that Leafeon so bad, dude, because it's so rare and it's so cool. But that's so funny, Raheem. I definitely would love to get to that point though, where I'm doing breaks for older packs. I really like Team Up and Cosmic, but they're getting pretty pricey. Yeah, dude. We'll get there. We'll get there. But I'm starting off kind of, in my opinion, at least small. $300 is kind of small, especially when we're talking about breaks, because some people will do, you know, $10,000 breaks, several $1,000 breaks. So I think it's a good starting point. But love Lost Thunder in every tag team set. Yeah, Lost Thunder's a great set, man. Travis, everybody love everybody, in case people were wondering. I was wondering that, Travis. Thanks, Derek says. Appreciate you. How much a Lost Thunder boost box is going for nowadays? We can pull them up. They're going for around 3. Well, so that's the thing. My limit was 300. Is kind of what I was looking for. And those packs or booster boxes are all around $300. So that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. So if we can actually take a look. Lost Thunder, why is it not? Oh, it's only showing up for cards, that's why. So here, we can take a look. So they're going for around 339. 339 is what they're going for. So, but yeah, no. So, and as you can see, they were up a year ago. They got all the way up to 570. So they've taken a dump. Obviously, I had made a video about this before. We had some old Lost Thunder and Fates Collide product come up. You saw the price of a lot of the product really start to tank, especially the pre-release kits. Still think pre-release kits are probably going to be some of the best investments long term, especially considering what you're able to get them for. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I mean, you know, call me crazy on this, but you're getting, you know, for $33, you get the promo card. You know, you get 4 packs, and not to mention the fact of the matter, this is such an older vintage item. I'm not saying I'd open it, of course. Please understand that. But what I would say is that, you know, for before when they were going for like 70 bucks, yeah, no, we'll take that all day. So, and you're getting it at a massive discount because Lost Thunder packs are going for $10. You get 4, right? Isn't that how much it is? you get, yep, 4 of the packs. So you're literally getting the packs at, someone wants to do the math, 4 divided by 32, that's 8. Yep, you're getting them $2 off a pack. So that's a great deal, personally speaking. So if anyone's ever interested in wanting to get some of the pre-release kits, I highly recommend it. Where do you plan on getting getting the boxes for the break? That's a great question, Pika. So, on the poll, I did, actually, wait, let me see how the poll's going so far first before I decide. So, it depends, I should say, which box wins. So, the box, for Fates Collide and Lost Thunder, I have them already. As for Unified Minds, that is a great question. I would probably try and just find it secondhand. And if I can try and get it for around $300, that's going to kind of be the goal. If I can get it for $330, $320, that's not a huge deal by any means. But the ultimate goal is going to try to get to around $300. But it looks like Unified is currently winning. So we'll probably end up going with Unified, and then we'll do a poll eventually later. But yeah, we've got 40 votes. Unified's winning. So I'd be pretty surprised if it ended up losing at this point. So, and I mean, Unified's a great set. For those people that don't know what's in Unified Minds, we can just see what's in the set itself. I mean, you've got the, here's what's going for around the $337 price point. But yeah, you've got it for, you've got the Mew and Mewtwo Rainbow card. Absolutely gorgeous card. You've got Misty's Favor, really cool card. Dragonite GX. You've got the alternate art of Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. I'm a huge Tyranitar fan, so I absolutely love the card design artwork on this. You've got the Alolans, you've got the Psyduck and Slowbro, which I think is really cool that they did it. Garchomp and Giratina, I remember when I was buying this for like, oh goodness gracious, like I think I bought it for $7 at one point, but interesting to see how it's kind of fallen off. But that's probably just general demand speaking. Tyranitar and Sableye is pretty cool, but you've got some really big hitter cards in this set. So I mean, it'll be a really fun set to open up 100%. So I'm super excited to say the least. But yeah, no, I look forward to opening the set if that's what ends up winning. Let me see. Watching the Billy Boy. Oh, bro, it was heartbreaking, dude. It was. Oh, and the guy said, I mean, they always do so good with the villains. They always make you hate the villains. It's so funny. Hit his loose back from Pokeballs, Cosmic Eclipse. All right, good to know that you would also think. Still getting Cosmic Eclipse out of Pokeballs if I can find them, but that's it. Yeah, they do have Pokeballs, so that's what I'm saying. You don't mind loose packs? No one minds loose packs? Well, then in that case, if no one minds loose packs, I'm going to redraw this poll. I'm actually going to rechange the poll then, because I have 36 Unbroken Bonds packs. So just saying, I can actually, and I know some people were doing Unbroken Bonds. If we want to go Unified, we can still go Unified. But I feel like I'd much rather want to change it. So, oh, looks like Lost Thunder's coming. Oh, looks like Lost Thunder's coming a little bit from behind. But actually, you know what I'm going to say? Here's what I'm going to say. So we've got comment down below at 9%. If you think that of the ones, and this is just an announcement since everyone's here, if you would much rather do loose packs of Unbroken Bonds over Lost Thunder and Unified Minds, click the comment down below tab to change your overall vote. Because I have 36 actually loose ones. Otherwise, then just we can keep it as Lost Thunder, Unified Minds. But I think you should be able to change your thing. If not, then that's okay. I can do a redraw on a poll, but just to try to make it more accurate. Or I can end the poll and redo it. But so far it looks like Lost Thunder is still a little bit behind. So who knows what'll happen. But all right, keep going back to the comment section. But I'm glad people don't mind. Yo, Pika said Steam Siege. I think Steam Siege is an amazing set, guys. I think that it's really underrated and that people should just put all their money in it. Not financial advice, but I'm doing it. And so far, I've only lost a couple $1,000, but it'll turn around, bro. Just hodl. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness gracious, Steam Siege is terrible. I love the Lost Thunder Unified Minds, but I don't know what I would want to open. My luck has been so horrible lately. Probably nothing. Hey, don't worry, Travis. I got you. I'll be opening it, and you'll be getting amazing packs. Don't even play it. Do you think Shiny Fates is going to have another run after what's currently out? I picked up 2 ETBs today. Well, it depends what you mean another run. Are you saying like another print run? If you mean that, no. And the reason for that, I've talked about this many times, it's about to go out of rotation in competitive format. When a set goes out of rotation in competitive format, then it's like 90% likely never to get a reprint again. So bought some D21s yesterday from Walmart. They didn't have Cosmic in them anymore. I was bummed because bought them thinking there was Cosmic. You know, I've actually heard reports that some people have gotten D21s and haven't gotten them. It's kind of interesting to see. It's very hit or miss. I know that I bought some from my Walmart and I did not. I did get Cosmic in them, so that's weird. LHB says 50 each. Yeah, no, that's a great deal, dude. I mean, like I said, Shining Fates ETBs are going to be, in my personal opinion, one of the best pickups of the year. Like, I just feel super confident about that. You should watch Boardwalk Empire next. It's very good. I'm on season 1, episode 5. I'll check it out. I know there's another show called Vikings, I think, that looks super good. It's right around the same timeline as Peaky Blinders during Prohibition. Yeah, that's a good era, dude. I love history, too. Yo, what's up, Just Leave? How we doing? Thanks for stopping by. Love Missy's Favors. Yeah, Missy's Favors is a cool card. Does TCG Player have an 8% bonus on sealed product for the few hours? I know I did get a notification about it, but I'm not 100%. Are you breaking some modern sets for us as well too? Well, Kenny, that's the idea of the poll. So the idea of the poll is you choose what you guys want me to do a break for. It'll be one of these things where originally I just wanted to open product on weekends because I wanted to just make it a product opening day, which I thought would be cool. And so I will open it with whether or not we have all 36 packs purchased, and I will make them really affordable for you guys too. So if I end up losing money, I end up losing money, like I said. So we're literally going to do whatever I can to make it as cheap as I can, but please bear with me. I'm not going to be selling you guys, you know, Unbroken Bonds packs for $4 because they're like $10, $11 packs, but I'll try and shoot for like 7, 8, 9, depending upon how much I can afford to sell them for. You know what I mean? Which that's like still like a couple bucks off, which, you know, if I'm selling you guys a $10 pack for $8, that's still 20% off market value. So that's still, in my opinion, a good deal. So whatever I can do to make it the cheapest. So, and if you guys are that, and if you guys, and here's another poll. Actually, you know what? I will put this poll up right now. I will put this poll up right now. We're going to do one more poll. Just kidding. It won't let me do a poll. Oh, I'm big sad. Can you only do one poll per stream? Oh my God. All right. Here's what we're going to do. No, it looks like, oh, it just ended. All right. So that's what the poll ended with. Unified Minds, ended. But here's the deal. Ask question. Would you prefer to buy break packs from booster box for more or loose packs for less? And I love how I just decided to capitalize certain things over not certain things. But this is what our next question is going to be, and then this will be the end of the poll. So I think we're going to stick with Unified Minds, unless, like I said, I can always save Unbroken Bonds, but this will be a good indicator to see what people say. Loose packs for less, or booster for more, but you get guaranteed hits. Technically speaking, you get guaranteed hits. All right, cool. So here we go, baby. We should open Ancient Origins, Travis. Bro, literally, I mean, that's where I'm going to want to go, bro. That's exactly where I'm going to want to go. I'm starting off, like I said, with that. So please bear with me. We're starting off small with $300, but we're going to transition into opening Ancient Origins and a bunch of these other expensive ones. So, because trust me, I want to open all these ones. These are all such sick sets. They do till tonight, I think. Oh yes, you're talking about TCG Player, but looks like an on-screen. Yeah. More modern, Kenny. So yeah, for now it's more modern XY era, Sun and Moon era. just because it's more affordable right now, but eventually we will, hopefully, as we continue to grow as a channel, if we can start doing more expensive breaks, then I would love to do black and white. I would love to do diamond and pearl and all these older ones. So, and like I said, try and do it as affordable as possible. Do the top 3 in your poll. Well, I only had for 3. Well, that's the thing, Hittis. Are you saying that we should do all 3? I can totally do that. I mean, Patrick says, you're too kind to give us cost less. Give Eli a like. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I got no problem leaving money on the table, my guys. I'm just here to, you know, help give you guys a good experience with the channel. And I'm, you know, and I appreciate you guys. Just my way of giving back. For real, though, when's the same siege break? Lol. Do distributors make you take junk product like battle decks? Well, so one of my distributors, if I was allocated and requested it, yeah, of course, because I requested it. But my other ones, they allocated to me, and if I decide I don't want to take it, I don't have to take it, and they won't hurt me for it. So thank the Lord Almighty. But yeah, no, that would be terrible. Arceus figure collections up. Yeah, I saw one of our OGs in the chat had mentioned that. So shout out to, who was it that said it? Melford. Yeah, shout out to Melford. I think he sent down a link in the Discord. So for anyone's interested, GameStop does have Arceus figure collections, which, like I said, probably my #1 pick of the year long-term investment. And then also it has Cosmic. So even if you think I'm full of crap, you better like Cosmic, because most people do. Well, you're not better like it, but you know what I mean. Got a killed seal case Shining Face yesterday for, dude, that's a steal, Matt. That is a steal, dude. Sky says, I pulled the Rainbow Lugia from a single pack out of Mew and Mewtwo XT. Dude, that's so cool. Man, that's incredible. Yeah, I think the Shining Fates is going to get harder to find real quick. Love the set. Yeah, dude, I 100% agree. Babe Cakes, Brilliant Star. I mean, you know, as far as it goes, are you saying, when you say what about Brilliant Star, as in should I give that as an option for the poll? I mean, we can totally do that, but if I were to do it for Brilliant Star, I'd much rather wait until we get the reprint, because then I'll be able to sell it to you guys at a way cheaper price point. So that's kind of what my opinion is, since we're more than likely going to get it in May. But Taylor, Pokemon Live update kicked me out today. Where can you update? Anyone know? Pokemon Live. I have no clue. But going back, I read Travis saying we should do Ancient Origins. Yeah, I would love to get to that point. Really hope I can find one of those XY ETBs on the shelf. I worked retail for many years and old product was always buried in the stock room. Yeah, dude, seriously, it's crazy how often like old product pops up. I mean, from time to time, I see some old Sun and Moon product, and I see some old like Sword and Shield era product that has like XY era like evolutions packs and so on and so forth. But Gage said he bought a case of Shining Fates for $450. Thoughts? So if you bought a case, whether you got free shipping or not, I think that's a great deal. I think that's a great deal. $450 ship for free is even better. If you didn't get it ship for free, doesn't matter. That's still a great price unless you're paying $50 shipping, up to $50 shipping. Honestly, dude. Are you planning on starting a channel membership? I think you should. I think a lot of people would love to be a member for a few dollars a month to support the channel. I'd be down to, you know, give that option. I honestly, I'm not exactly an expert on this stuff, and if I'm being completely honest, I have not expected this growth as fast as I have. Like, don't get me wrong, I believe in my content and stuff, but, you know, I just didn't really expect to start blowing up so quickly. So, for me, I'm just, you know, very blessed to say the least, and so I'll definitely look into it. And it's one of those things where it'll be more of an optional thing, and what I mean by that is, like, if you want to support me by giving me a couple bucks each and every month, that'll be great. But I guess on my mind, in regards to trying to, how do I want to say this? In regards to generating content from this channel, typically the only ways I want to generate revenue is by people buying my product, add revenue, and then if people want to donate. I will never, ever, 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 and this is just me, I will never, ever start, in my personal opinion, and you know, if you want to, if I'm blasphemous and I end up going back on my word and I'm a hypocrite, I don't want to start a channel for a Patreon group where I specifically am giving insider information, so what I'm doing right now, and then I just start making people pay for it. I'm not going to do that. I'm always going to make it public. That's what I'm going to do. Now, there might be some other programs where I could do like a breakdown course and like I'll charge people for that. But as far as it goes, as it stands right now, I want to make sure that this is a free channel. You get free content, and literally, like, I don't expect anyone to pay for anything, and when it comes to break packs, I'm going to offer them at a lot cheaper of a price, so it's going to be more affordable for everyone. And then on top of that as well, in regards to, you know, donations, they're never expected. So I'll make that an option, but like I said, it was never really my first priority on it. So, but I know a lot of you guys really like to support me, and I really appreciate you guys whenever you donate, you know, and literally anything, man. You can donate me a freaking $1 or $2, and I freaking love you guys, like, seriously. So, like, once again, shout out to Travis. So, but yeah, it's definitely something I'll look into, especially since since you guys have been so supportive. Seriously, thank you. Gage says was free shipping. LOL, thanks. Heck yeah, dude. Shout out to Gage, dude. You got a steal on your hand, man. Where is everyone getting these for 500 or 450, bro? Would you consider Japanese boxes for break? I consider it if it's the right price and if it's the right set that I know people would buy into, because I want to make sure that people enjoy the set. Obviously, I don't want to just have a set that most people are like, oh, this is lame. But let's see what the poll says. Oh, wow. This is a close poll, bro. 53 for loose packs, 47 for boosters, guaranteed hit. Ooh, that's interesting. We might have to do a mix of both. We know the ETBs have performed better than booster boxes, but what about long term? 20 plus years, there's probably a lot of sealed ETBs, which booster boxes will be more scarce. You know, I would say going to that, Patrick, it's the same argument I make for just all general product. You know, obviously a lot of the older ones have performed super strong because they're a lot more scarce. They weren't as, you know, seen as a collectible item as they are now. So, of course, you had a lot of those cards and those, like, sealed product, I should say, a lot more scarce. But, you know, when it comes to evolutions, you know, booster boxes or Ancient Origins booster boxes, I mean, these booster boxes are going for, you know, large amounts of money. And specifically, XY Evolutions, it was printed into the ground. So, you know, I would just make the same argument with the ETBs. It really just comes out of the fact they're deflationary assets, and they're always going to, sealed specifically, is always going to perform better long term over singles. You could make an argument it won't see the same amount of scalability, but also the demand is so much higher these days. So it's hard to really make that argument, because as demand goes up over time, then end product continues to get open faster and faster, then it's just going to scale out to have the same level of scarcity. Derek says, I did a cursory, I think I'm reading that right, review on just one set, and he is so wrong. The ROI for Cosmic ETBs are significantly greater than the CE booster boxes. So if we're talking about what you're buying the booster boxes versus ETBs for, if you're able to buy, let's say we'll say MSRP, right? We'll just, for the sake of the argument, MSRP is $144 versus you're buying $40 for an ETB. So if we go to Cosmic Eclipse right now, we can actually do the math on this right now, just to prove this guy wrong or right. It'll be super simple. So you can get a Cosmic Eclipse ETB for $520 right now, and if you really want to, we can see what the overall high is on both. And we'll say, I mean, it looks like the high is basically 530. So we'll say 530 divided by 144. That is MSRP. That's $3.68 or 3.68. Sorry, that's the time. So your return, if you had gotten in at 144 compared to now, that's a 3.7x return basically. Now with the Elite Trainer boxes, you are buying these Elite Trainer boxes for around $40, and then at its peak, it was going for around 340. It looks like so 340 divided by 40. It's not even close. I don't even have to do the math, but it's not even close. And even if you want to make the argument too, that you're getting the booster boxes for Cosmic Eclipse at, let's say, $90, right? We'll say that you're getting it at $90 and you sold it at its high. I think we said 530 divided by 90. You're still getting it at a greater rate, even if you got it $50 cheaper. So that just really goes to show you long-term why Elite Trainer boxes always perform so much better on average. Of course, there are always going to be outliers, but on average. So yeah, Derek, that's incredible that people say that without absolutely just doing simple math on a screen. Do you have a safe site to get legit Japanese products? I know Nin is one that people, I think it's called Nin. I want to make sure that I'm correcting this. Nin Games, I think is what they're called. Yeah, I know that a lot of people have recommended them. There has been some things though where they've done a lot, well, at least my experience, where I remember I ordered from them and I ordered a bunch of EV Heroes and they refunded me on it all because they said they took too many pre-orders. But I know they're a reputable site. However, I know they're also starting to increase a lot of the prices on their product. But I mean, outside of that, I couldn't really tell you 100%, but I mean, look at this. I mean, look at a 110 for that set, dude. That's incredibly expensive. Like, I remember when I was buying, you know, EV Heroes for like $40, bro. Like, they've just started to go so ridiculously expensive on increasing prices. So because the MSRP price is like 1/4 the price of what English is because of the way in which they structure things. So, and they don't give you as many cards, but you get a lot greater pull rate. So it's just, you know, they just do it a lot differently in Japan. So you got to be careful. You might say 110 is a good deal in Japan or in English, but in reality in Japan, you're paying 3 times the like price of MSRP. I think at one point I was able to get booster boxes for 36, 35 bucks, but any thoughts on Japanese VMAX Climax? Is it worth picking up long-term hold? I think Yosoi, it'll be a really good set since it is, once again, one of those collectible sets. And, you know, Japanese, historically speaking, for a lot of the booster boxes do tend to perform better long-term. My only thing I would say is you are hopefully going to have to hopefully be able to get it at a lot better of a price because a lot of booster boxes or just, you know, specialty boxes in Japan, because obviously I think there's only 10 packs in that one, but they just basically, they're at scalper prices, and so it's really hard to find an MSRP or below. But if you can find an MSRP or below, it's a great deal. You can find it around just a more affordable price, but, you know, just the market overall has just really started to skyrocket Japanese products, so just find yourself a good deal on it. I wish I could give you a number specifically, but I don't follow Japanese prices super heavily. I just know what I've done from MSRP price in the past before when purchasing. Even if he said booster boxes outperform standard ETBs, he's still wrong. Cosmic Eclipse is the perfect example. Yeah, no, dude. I mean, generally speaking, booster boxes do not perform ETBs, so that's just blatantly wrong. Would you do a video on Japanese high-class sets? I feel like they're a safe long-term investment. I could definitely do a breakdown video on it for you guys and just talk about the, you know, in-depthness of how Japan does their stuff. For sure. I mean, if that's a video you guys want, I know a couple of you asked for it, so I've got no problem with doing that. So, but and we can go and take a look at the chart and see how the price of, you know, the sets themselves have performed long term and so on and so forth. It might be harder to find the analytical data on that because a lot of people don't follow Japan as much, but we can probably find something of it. Derek, I saw the video. I was pretty sure he said ETBs did better. Interesting. If someone wants to shoot me a link on Discord, I can try and pull it up here. Imon says, can you speak more on the Arceus figure box? Do you think they're a solid bet? So I should never say go all in, Imon. And first off, I'm not a financial advisor, so please be aware of that. But as far as the Arceus figures, that is my #1 booster box pick, or sorry, that is my #1 sealed product pickup for the year. I think that is going to be the #1 best performing, and we can go back and see if I'm wrong on this, but we'll talk about this a little bit. So if we just go to best selling right now, I think we can see that it was on the best selling page for page 1 for a while. I wonder if it's no longer here anymore. Here it is. So the Arceus figure collection. So the reason why I think it'll perform really well long term is because what we saw specifically with the Galarian, you know, it came out during the Rebel Clash era. Sorry, it came out when Rebel Clash came out, but it was a figure collection box that had a card as well as it had a figure in it, and then it had a Cosmic Eclipse packs, 2 Rebel Clash, and Sword and Shield base. So pack variety was pretty crap other than the Cosmic Eclipse, but what made it perform really well is it had the figure, it had the promo, and it had the Cosmic. So it has what you want. It has that kind of collectability aspect to it. It was going for 25 bucks at the time, and it just performed super duper well. I think, you know, mathematically, it is the #1 performing item in the past 2 years if we're talking Sword and Shield era product investment. I don't think there's anything that has performed better, and we can go and look on that if you want to really see. But as you can see here with the Arceus figure collection, it has 2 Brilliant Star, which is a great set. It has the Cosmic from what we've been told, and then Chilling Reign, which is it's a mid-tier set, but you're more excited about Cosmic, and then Brilliant Star, you're like, that's good. It has the figure, it has the promo, and so I think it'll do really well because of that. If we're just going off of if we're going off of here, we'll go Rebel Clash, and if we look at Rebel Clash, it should pop up for Rebel Clash sealed product. I could be wrong, but it should pop up. Here it is. Yeah, so here's the Sword and Shield figure collection. This, of course, was going for, at one point, you could actually find it cheaper below for around 20 bucks, but at its peak, it was going for around 120. So that's about a 6x return if you got it for $20. I don't think even any of the ETBs were able to yield you a 6x return. I mean, obviously, some of the ETBs got up to 130. You know, if you're buying it at $30 or $40, I mean, that's 3, 6, 9... 12. That's still a 4x return if you're getting them at $30 a piece. So this is, you know, this has been one of the best performing ones. And it looks like it was Guardians Rising, not Sword and Shield base. So I apologize for that, but this performed really well. And so we're just going off of history and what it has told us, and I think it'll perform super strong. Justin said he even points out in the past video showing ETB's performance better. Yeah, like I said, if we want to pull up the video, we'll watch it. Brian Wong says just got 13 EP of the Evolving Skies for $4.94. So that gave me a deal. Hey, that's a good price, man. As I've talked about before, there's a lot of speculation about if we're going to get an ETB reprint for Evolving Skies, and more than likely if we do, we'll probably see something similar to what they've done this year with Right Before World. So if you do hear there's going to be an ETB reprint, you'll probably know in advance notice and be able to sell it at probably once the boosters go for around 100 bucks, because if we don't get a reprint until the start of next year, then they're more than likely going to go up to 100. So that's a solid deal, dude. Content creators are dwindling down the global stock of vintage, so they will be worth more every year. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, I know obviously a lot of them are making a ton of money off of charging premiums on doing breaks for older vintage product and then holding on to a lot of it. So there's an argument to be made about that, but you know, you definitely gotta hope that they've got more kind of interest in the Pokemon. In just Pokemon in general. Man, this poll, I'm looking at it now, it's so neck and neck. Huh, wow. I don't know what I should do to that, because I don't want to alienate the other 49% of people. So, you know, I believe that I don't want the 51% to rule over the 49. So hopefully we can try and do a compromise here and see about getting a booster box and then loose packs and then just going from there. But Spencer, what's up, brother? What's up, chat? How are you doing today? I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing well, Spencer. I love how my voice gets so much higher when I say you're doing well. So stupid. But hey, it's good to see you, Spencer. Travis says, yeah, I agree. Don't think people should make some things exclusive for memberships, but I do think it's a good way to support people. I 100% agree with you, Travis. No, I 100% agree, and I'll definitely look into it. The reason I like ETBs over booster box sealed collection is ETBs are sturdier and just look better on shelves. That's 100% why they, you know, in my personal opinion, LHB have performed better. They just look nicer, they're sturdier, and they're just more collectible overall. Kensiki, what's up? When deciding between ETBs and booster boxes to invest in, does condition matter more for one or the other? I would definitely say when I personally am looking for ETBs versus booster boxes, I mean, you know, it really depends how harsh you want to get with it. Some people don't care about it, but I know some people will pay a premium if you have a super minty ETB versus super minty booster box. Personally speaking, since I do ship out all my product, and I typically speaking like am shipping out individual booster boxes by 1, 2, 3, I can actually usually pick out because I'll usually have like 6 or 7 that'll be shipped to me that are in super pristine minty condition, whether it be ETBs or boosters. And I'll usually, if I'm adding one to my collection that I'm just buying for myself, I'll usually just find the mintiest, crispiest one and I'll add it. But that's just because how I like it. But I know that some people don't really care about that, but I just like that because sometimes I can be really OCD. But that's just my take on it. Derek, Justin, he said holiday ETBs do better, not the standard ETBs, yet Cosmic isn't a holiday ETB and still has a great ROI on the booster box. No, Derek, that's actually a true statement. Holiday ETBs do better. No, that's actually 100% true. If you take a look at just ETBs in general, here we can look it up right now, Derek. And now here's the one thing you want to take everything with a grain of salt. We haven't had a lot of holiday ETBs, so obviously there's got to be some consideration with that. But if we just take a look at the only really comparable one, Generations Elite Trainer Boxes have performed extremely well. Now there is an outlier, of course, with, and like I said, everything, there's always going to be an outlier, but when you look at Generations ETBs, you're buying it for 50 bucks. They're going for 662. Divide that by 50. I mean, that's a 13.24x return. Obviously, that's amazing. And now you can't compare 1-to-1 Cosmic, because Cosmic obviously is a set that's several years younger. But if you do want to compare it 1-to-1, obviously it has performed better. But if we're trying not to compare it 1-to-1, and we'll take it for a comparison of like just generally, you know, a Unified Minds Elite Trainer Box, I mean, that one's obviously been performing extremely well, but you always have your outliers because these sets have performed super duper strong, and not to mention the fact of the matter, Team Up Elite Trainer Boxes, Cosmic Eclipse Elite Trainer Boxes, and Unified Minds Elite Trainer Boxes, they didn't have a huge amount of print in them. And they were just specifically Team Up even. It was a very, very, very small print. And I mean, obviously this one has performed just as well as the Generations Elite Trainer Boxes. So, but if you take a look at a lot of the other ones, like, you know, Celestial Storm, Fates Collide, you take a look at Ultra Prism, Lost Thunder, Forbidden Lights, Burning Shadows, we can keep going on and on and on, but the majority of the ones in, like, I mean, even Evolutions, which obviously they got a reprint, but if you take a look at a lot of the more, like, how do I want to say this? The more middle of the road, like ETBs, like there's another one, Breakpoint is a good example. They all have not performed anywhere near as good as Generations. But once again, Generations, there's only one comparison. So this could easily change over time. Like there could easily be an argument to be made that, you know, sets like Shining Fates or sets like Hidden Fates or Champion's Path or Shining Fates are not going to perform as strong as compared to regular ones because it's such a wavy comparison based on what set it is you're comparing it to. But when you're talking about a majority, it's like 60-40. It's like 60% of the sets, the specialty collection ones are going to perform better versus the other 40%. So because we're taking the full on average. And you could even say 70-30 because the only outliers you can make that argument for is Cosmic Eclipse, Team Up, Unified Minds, and then Unbroken. I think you can make that argument for, but just about every other one, it's outperformed it other than those ones. So that's where it's a really hard argument to make. And even if you look at like Hidden Fates, for example, Hidden Fates was, you know, within a year already up to $300 after people didn't think it was going to get reprinted, which was one of the fastest performing, and it had blown past all of these ETBs. These ETBs were nowhere near that kind of price point of, you know, where Hidden Fates was at $300, $400. So, I mean, if it weren't for that reprint, then Hidden Fates would literally be destroying the argument against, you know, standard booster or ETBs are not going to perform as better as special. So, I mean, obviously we'll know more as, you know, Hidden Fate starts to perform better over time and see if it outpaces. But that's kind of one of the reasons why I look at it from that perspective, mainly just because if we just look at how Hidden Fates performed, if it weren't for that reprint that we literally had a year ago, then it would be making the argument for itself because it had more print of it than the Team Up Elite Trainer Boxes. And you can also go to just specialty items of Hidden Fates. I mean, let's just take a look at Hidden Fates, just items in general, sealed product. If we're just talking about sets that haven't gotten a large amounts of reprints, I mean, these had reprints first and foremost. And look at how they're performing off of $15. I mean, they're performing extremely strong. I mean, you talk about, of course, some of the figure collections as well. They have also performed really well because they've had less reprints. But, you know, specifically, I want to just really bring it back to the pink collections. You know, you're able to get these for $12, I think, is what you're able to get them for. They're high. They were going for $126. I mean, if you're talking $126 divided by 12, you know, these still have performed better than the Cosmic Eclipse ETBs. But, of course, we're comparing it to the fact of the matter that if we're looking at, even though it's a different item, it still has had around the same amount of print runs as Cosmic Eclipse, which is why I am currently comparing it. So just because people like these specialty items, and Fates is one of the most desirable sets, kind of like Cosmic Eclipse. So I think it's a pretty good comparison. Because at least for myself, I would say Cosmic is, I enjoy Cosmic more than Hidden, but they're both such a good set, and it's so close that I feel like it's a very much so apples and oranges comparison unless you break it down in this way. But that's kind of my personal opinion on it. Y'all are wild. Justin says no. I agree with what he's saying, but Twice Baked Jake is misleading people hard sometimes. Yeah, I mean Twice Baked Jake can be. Twice Baked Jake seems like the kind of. I don't want to make that statement. He can bring content where he knows what he's talking about, and he can bring content where it doesn't feel like he knows what he's talking about. That's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm gonna say, because it's weird to think that I now am starting, even though I only have 2,000 subs, and people are starting to listen to me more. So I need to be careful with my words. So all I'll say with Twice Baked Jake is I've been following him forever. So he's obviously doing something right for me to watch his content for a while, but there's definitely a lot of things I disagree with, but there's probably a lot of things that people disagree with me on. So that's just part of this. That's part of it all. Don't even have to watch his vids. They can go on TCG and do the math. Yeah. Justin Jenkins, he literally points out, yeah, okay, so it sounds like there's just miscommunication going on. And like I said, if someone wants to pull up the video, we can pull it up. But but it's hard, but it's not, but you can't compare apples to oranges on the short term, Derek. That's the one thing I will say when comparing specialty. Because sure, you can say that, like, oh, look at Sword and Shield base set, or look at Rebel Clag, or look at Darkness Ablaze. Like, they've outperformed Shining Fates, or they've outperformed Champion's Path. Like, you can't really compare that because these specialty sets will get more reprints. And even with the fact of the matter that they get more reprints, they still perform better historically on average. So that's why you can't compare it. Because if you were to say right now, right, if we were to compare a set that came out, let's say Shining Fates came out, right? And then let's say a set like, you know, Vivid Voltage. I think that's a fair comparison. They came out at the same time and they both did not get reprints. I think it's a fair argument to make that, of course, the value overall of the Shining Fates would outperform Vivid Voltage long term. Obviously, for the longest time, it did not, but that's because Vivid Voltage did not get a reprint, and Shining Fates did get multiple, and it just had another reprint. So it was, and not to mention, these specialty sets are specifically catered towards ETBs, and booster boxes are what are, majorly speaking, what people are looking for when it comes to sets like Vivid Voltage. So you have to also understand there's just a different specific way in which they do it, but even then, long term, it will still perform better even though there's more ETBs printed, just because the collectability aspect of those specialty sets, people just tend to enjoy more. Just what I've seen, and then also personally speaking, that's what I just enjoy more. But it's just different. That's just how you gotta look at it. Yeah, Pika's right on that one. Yeah, some people have an agenda and they will definitely never be transparent. Bro, this is random, but I had a dream last night. I bought a bunch of Celebration ETBs from a friend, open all because it was Japan packs. What does that mean? Bro, I had a dream literally like 2 weeks ago, and I told Raheem this. I said I had a dream that they did a reprint at and this is literally how you know it's a dream. They did a reprint at Toys R Us for a bunch of Diamond and Pearl Air product tins, and I was able to purchase them for MSRP, and I like had a big old dream. Drab, you know, I saw this video, Drab. Yeah, I saw the video on, oh wait, oh, this is what you're saying with Jake's videos. Oh wait, okay, we can watch the video. I've seen this video. You're talking about Twice Baked Jake's video. Okay, why am I... No, I'm not here. Here, let's pull this up. Here, let's pull this up. And we'll pause the music. We'll pause the music. Because I actually watched this video, and I... Before I say anything, I didn't watch it the whole way through, but here's what we're going to see. Gosh dang it, Papa Murphy's. So soy says and is great. So there we go. We got someone vouching for him.
Hey everybody, Jake here, and welcome to the hobby. I asked you guys to submit your favorite Pokemon cards that you got. What matters to is really you, but it's always picking up. Is an online shopping directly pick a swooping description. First up, we got Michael Rodriguez, who asked character rares and Pokemon's character rares and downloadable cards. Next up, we got ourselves Nanzers, who asked, are Darkness Ablaze ETBs worth adding to a sealed collection?
Here, well, this is where we'll start.
New print run. I didn't know that Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer boxes are being reprinted, but makes fine sense since they're still in competitive play, and it's a fairly recent set. It's not a super old set. It's within the past 2 years, which is pretty much the Pokemon TCG's like reprint window. If you want to pick up a Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer box, just go pick it up for like 40 or 50 bucks. There's no real reason for you to really wait. They're not going to get any cheaper. So I would say that one is a pickup. All right, moving on, we got ourselves Saint Germain.
That doesn't really tell us anything.
Base set Elite Trainer box. I keep seeing them at their MSRP.
Maybe we'll see some with this. Who knows?
A lot of people seem to be interested in Elite Trainer boxes, and I think that makes total sense. They are really popular. The Sun and Moon base set Elite Trainer boxes, because there's two of them, the Solgaleo and the Lunala one. They're both really cool. They look great as a pair, and I think they're a decent display item. They had a very recent print run. Second one, I think, last year.
Timestamps around 10 minutes.
Sun and Moon base set Elite Trainer boxes were reprinted because it's super late in their price. I'm sure that Charizard card. Looking down at the comments. Next up, we got ourselves Smiley Whale, who says, hey Jake, if I could only pre-order one Astral Radiance product for long term, should it be a booster box or an Elite Trainer box? So, I've done a video on this between the booster box and Elite Trainer box, and it looks like over time, Elite Trainer box perform a little bit better than booster box. There's a couple of nuances to that. It has to be a holiday Elite Trainer box, or it has to be a Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box for the Elite Trainer box to perform better than the booster box. If you only had to pick up one of the two, I would say just go with the booster box. That's
just false. Okay, so that's where the miscommunication is. So I think you guys, so here we go. Okay. Wow, I've said okay like 5 times because I'm kind of upset with what he said. So now we know, because what I was confused about is what Justin said was no, he was saying that the holiday ones perform better than the standard ones. It sounds like that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that the holiday ones perform better than booster boxes, which, yes, that's true, but it's also not true when comparing that the general booster boxes perform better than the general ETBs. That's just a straight out falsity. Literally, or fallacy, right? Fallacy, falsity, that's not a word. Yeah, no, that's just totally not true. We literally just did the math when comparing Cosmic, and Cosmic is not a specialty set. So yeah, that's where, now that we've got that cleared up, and we can watch the rest of this just to make sure I'm not going to, selectively cut out a certain part. So let's find out.
The demand for booster boxes are higher. They're much easier to ship. They're much easier to display than Elite Trainer box. They're just a smaller and more fun size product with just significantly more booster packs than the Elite Trainer box. You only get yourself 8 booster packs inside of a regular Elite Trainer box. I don't think it's a great item to crack open. However, if you are thinking about picking up something, I would say pick up the Pokemon Center exclusive Astral Radiance Elite Trainer box. If that's an option for you, it's just a better option. Between a booster box or like a regular Elite Trainer box, I would still go with the boost.
Yeah, I agree and disagree. I agree that you should go Pokemon Center because Pokemon Center will be a lot scarcer over time because it is an exclusive item that's going to be on the Pokemon Center website. But if you're just comparing the ETBs over time, they're still going to perform better. Like, they're just going to perform better. Even if you take a look at the sets, like we were just talking about, right? That just did not perform as well. And we can take a look. So, but obviously, This one's performed better. 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 Fates Collide has... Actually, let's do the math if Fates Collide's performed better. Obviously, Fates Collide had some more products, so we'll just say at its price point of its peak. So you're saying 550 divided by 144 MSRP. That's 3.8. You're saying you bought this for 40 versus, you know, literally we'll even see what its peak is because I think it's unfair to make that argument. Wow, we can't even see what its peak is. But we'll say $300. 40. I mean, that's once again, that's just once again not true. Like, it's not true. It's just not a true statement. So there's, of course, always going to be outliers. Like, you could make an argument that, no, that's not true. It has, wait, hold on, let's see. What are Forbidden Lights ETBs at? Or not ETBs, booster boxes. We'll take a look at booster boxes for Forbidden Lights. Because so far, I've shown like 10 booster boxes, and that's not true. Forbidden Light, maybe? Yeah, it's Forbidden Light, not Lights. They're going for 309. I don't even think I have to do the math for this, but we'll see. 214. So versus, was that 105? 105? 116. So we'll say 115. Whoopsie. Frick! I just did it again. Yeah, I mean, it still performs better. It's not by much, but it still performs better. Even on the ETBs that didn't perform that strong, they still will perform better. So, all right, I'm gonna skip this whole conversation until I can find some recent ones, because now that we've cleared up the video, I think that's gonna change things on what you guys are discussing. I'm super behind. Yo, Victor! Oh my god, Victor's in the chat? Dude, I am so glad you stopped by. Victor, I actually almost messaged you the other day. I was thinking about you, brother. It's been so long, dude, since I've heard from you. How are you, brother? Hopefully all is well. Married man. It's been so long, dude. Holy crap, dude. I'm so glad you stopped by. How are you doing? Man, that's awesome. Usually shipping from... Yeah, that's why you have to buy a lot for sure, Pika. Ooh, that's a great question, Yosoy. I would probably... Oh, that's a hard question. I would say probably VMAX Climax, but that's just my personal opinion. I think VMAX Climax is so freaking good. Justin, the one in the description won't work? Why is it doing that? Why is the one in the description not working? Here, I'll open it for you, Justin. Here, I'll update the link. The link should update. We'll go to my studio. I know the most recent video should have it. Here, the most recent video, if I am correct, should have the accurate link. So we can just take that link and then we can put it into the live. Yeah, I think it's because the live I have to update. That's probably why the link's not working. Yep, it is exactly why. The live does not update. So, all right, it should be active now, Justin. Pika, you're 100% correct. Jake also said celebrations with a bad long-term hold back in a few months. I did watch that video. Yeah, I do remember that. What's up, Botman? When Pokemon Center started doing exclusives, the first set they ever did it for was Chilling Reign. Yeah, I think Pika that the Pikachu figure collection will do pretty solid. I think it'll do solid. My only concern with it is it dents easily and it's expensive as frick to ship. But to be fair, so do some of the other premium items such as the Pokeballs and the Rayquaza. So. Derek, Eli will be happy whichever break we choose. Oh, that's what I like to hear. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that, brother. That's why I like eBay over TCG, because I can see some of the pictures of the product. It really depends, Koga. It depends what I'm buying. You know, if I'm buying cards, Ooh, if I'm buying cards, then it's 50-50. I've had bad experiences both ways. But if I'm buying sealed, it's also 50-50, whichever's cheaper. So it's hard to say, man. It goes back and forth. When would you start investing in VMAX Climax? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to start speaking out my butt on that one, if I'm being completely honest. So, because I would say that the Pokemon Company at this point, it's out of print for Japan, because Japan, that's how they do it. The hype for the set has probably started to die down. So I would say that if you're probably going to pick it up, and I could be 100% speaking out of my butt, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. If I were to say, probably, you know, now or within the next couple of months, if demand starts to continue to die out, just based on the fact of the matter that, no, it's not going to get reprinted again because this is Japan product, not American product. The hype for it has gone down, and so you're more than likely going to be getting at a cheaper price than if you got it for pre-order price or wave 1. So that's what I would just say, but of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Arceus says, I think twice Big Jake's latest video, he said PC ETBs boost bra. Yeah, we just watched this part. Yeah, we just watched that. We just like that. Yo, we got 30 likes. Let's go. What's up, Hash? How we doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Plebosaurus. How we doing? Hash, thanks for stopping by. How you doing, brother? With any of the creators, you have got to take their opinions and info and do your own research. Yeah, no, 100%. I always say that, man. I always say that. Obviously, I would not consider myself a creator. I mean, you could say I'm a creator, but yeah, I always tell people to do their own research with what I say. Obviously, a lot of what I do is very backed by information. I'll always give you guys comparisons. I'll always give you guys data, but that doesn't mean that, you know, the data can't be skewed by all means. So I always want people to question everything. That's just how I do it. But I bought your packs for B-Star pre-orders. You got me my first Luminium Altar. Let's go. Yeah, I remember that. Dude, that was literally potty. I have opened... Wait, I gotta read this. Since then, I pulled 7 Luminions? Oh my gosh, dude. That's insane. So I want to say I have opened a grand total, and this is just my personal experience. Of course, it's different for everyone. I have opened a grand total of 800 Brilliant Star packs, and I pulled 1 alternate art, and it was your Luminion. 1 alternate art. So my pulls off of 800 packs have been terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible luck. So out of 800 packs, that's insane. Cosmic boxes are beautiful. The artwork on the boxes have a lot to do with... Yeah, dude, 100% agree. Make your own conclusions. I agree. Yeah, we just watched the video. If Evolving Skies got a reprint, Pokemon's in a reprint. Don't know that. Hash, as far as it goes right now, unlikely. But that's mainly just because we don't have a ton of history for it, so we can't say. Look at Darkness, Ablaze, ETBs versus booster boxes. Yeah, no, dude, 100%. And that was even before the reprint, Pika. That's another great example, is if you look at the price of the ETBs versus... Actually, we can probably see that price history right now. No, we just say Darkness Ablaze. That's all we say. So we look at Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer boxes versus booster boxes. At the overall high before they got a reprint, they were going for 196. If we take a look at the boost early trainer boxes before they got the reprint, they were going for around 150. I don't think I have to prove anything, but just for the sake of it, we'll say 150 divided by 40 equals 3.75. 190 divided by 144 equals 1.3. Now, if you want to say to yourself, okay, well, let's say that we're getting them for cheaper. Let's say we got the booster boxes for 90, right? 190 divided by 90 equals 2.1. Say we got the ETBs for cheaper, $35, just for the sake of the argument. 150 divided by 35. Once again, still outperforms. So by twofold. So, and this was right before the reprint, so that's why I keep telling you, ETBs, man, ETBs are the way to go. Derek, yeah, right. Exactly, Pika. Eclipse, yeah, right. I'm gonna Cosmic Eclipse. I talk so fast sometimes, man. I think the only exception is evolutions. I think the boosters have actually performed appreciated more for the set. Travis, it's because they had a ETB reprint last year. That's why. Or at least they had ETB show up at Walmart. Which is weird to think that they had that because there's a lot of reports at it, and I know the price absolutely tanked. And I actually saw the tags at my local Walmart for the XY Evolutions ETBs, so I do know that it caused the prices on them to tank drastically. And we can probably actually see that. We can actually probably see that in the charts. Let's see. Evolutions, ETBs. Actually, wait. Oh, I forgot. They have such little sales history. I don't know if we'll be able to see, but we'll see. We'll see if we can see. Nah, we can't really see. Yeah, because it was way later. It was way later. This is a year and it's not even showing me. They have really low data, so it's tough. But yeah, Evolutions, I won't even make an exception for Evolution just because it did have that reprint where it stopped up at Walmart. I wish ETBs had the Pokeball wrap on them. I can see what you're saying because then it'd be a lot harder for them to get damaged. There will always be exceptions, 100%. Eva's binder spreadsheet presentations are awesome. I don't know who that is, but someone will have to let me know. I showed up for today's live for the relationship advice. Hey, Hash. Hey, what do you got for me, bro? I'll let you know whatever you need to know, bro. I got you. I'm full of wisdom. Shout out to my mentors and family members. I'm yet to pull an alt-art from Booster Box ETB packs. From what set, John? First off, thanks for stopping by. I think Fusion Strike ETBs is a good buy right now. It's a low 30. And I mean, it's got the Mew. Oh, yeah, dude. A Mew artwork? Are you kidding me? How's that not going to perform well long term? Eli, what's your opinion on investing in cheaper cards in the hopes they get 3x their value than more valuable cards like 2x itself? As I've said many times before, sealed is a lot safer. If I am going to go with cards, personally, I would go the route of speculatively investing in cards that I think will do well from a competitive viability. Because even if you're wrong, once they go out of rotation, they'll just still get more expensive because of expanded. You just might see a slow drop off after standard rotation in value, but they'll still go up because expanded's still going to want them. But it'll be nice too, because what you'll typically want to do is, if you really know the market, you'll just wait for the couple of wave reprints, and then you get closer and closer to, you know, the new set releases and, you know, Pokemon Worlds, and then you start to see cards that are going to combo, or you're going to start to see what cards are most what cards are being played the most in the first regional tournaments, because those are the ones that people are going to do copy paste of on certain websites and channels. Yeah, dude, I got a couple of the Fusion Strike ETBs as well. I think they're going to do good. Party Herd, oof, don't go gambling anytime soon with that luck. Yeah, dude, it's incredible. I mean, it was funny too, because the first ever person that we opened 36 packs for, we pulled so many good things. So many good things. We didn't pull alternate art, but we pulled like a gold, we pulled a rainbow, we pulled like 4 or 5 character arts, and we pulled so many good cards. So, but for some reason, alternate arts are not it, dude. Patrick, I hope he didn't turn into the Critical Jake show. I have confidence he will redeem himself, but also his followers should know this data. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm critical of everyone. I'm critical of myself. I'm critical of any other YouTubers. And like I've said before, I've been following his content for when he had below 10,000 subs. So if I followed his content for a reason, right? It's because he had content. Does that mean that, you know, just because he's a content creator, he isn't prone to making mistakes? Yeah, and we shouldn't beat up on him. But also at the same exact time, there is a little bit of criticism to still be made about, hey, you're now at 100,000 subs and you make a lot of influence on people's buying decisions. And so, you know, you don't want to put them in the wrong direction, because that can come back to bite you. But also, that's once again where it comes to doing your own research and making sure that you have to be in charge of your own financial decisions, because it's you at the end of the day that is in charge of your own finances. I have terrible luck with Evolving Skies. Opened about 110 packs, only one altar pulled so far, no good. Secret rares. So I've opened for myself personally. I've opened about a case's worth, maybe a little bit over a case's worth of ETB or booster boxes from Evolving Skies. My first ever booster box, I pulled the Umbreon. My last ever booster box, I pulled the Umbreon. I've pulled the Dragonite, and I've pulled. Those are the only. I think those are the only alternate arts I've pulled. Those are the 3. I did pull an Umbreon Rainbow Rare though. That was cool. Something about Umbreons, man. Umbreons love me. Oh, my buddy pulled an Umbreon V with me too, so that was pretty cool. The alternate art. I love your talk on B-Star pull rates, hit rates though. The trainer galleries, there's so many different subsets with the set masks. How it's hard to pull the Zard. Yeah, 100% agree, man. It's really just, it's one of those things where it just makes it seem like you get better pull rates than you actually do, is what my opinion is. New link work. Thanks so much. Yeah, of course. Thanks as always, Justin. Thanks for joining the Discord and supporting the channel. Has anyone held experience buying at an online store with Venmo? I do not buy at an online store with Venmo. Venmo, actually, I will tell you this, Patrick. I will say, warning, warning, warning. Unless you're doing PayPal, do not buy from an online site for Venmo. Because PayPal, you get buyer protection. Venmo, you do not, because I had something similar to that happen. And guess who got banned off of Venmo? Because I tried asking for a refund from Venmo, and they ended up freezing my account under investigation, and then they just closed my account altogether for fraudulent activity. I gotta go again. Stay golden. Hey, thank you as always, Travis. Really appreciate you being the mod and supporting the channel. Patrick, it's my fault. I decided to throw shade at Jake, but also know this in the moment. It was warranted, you know? I think I might regret it, but I didn't grab a Brilliant Star ETB. Honestly, I'm just not really a fan of the ETB box art. I know it's a popular set though. Hey man, at the end of the day, this is a hobby when it comes to collecting. If that's what you're about, then collect, man. Don't feel pressured into buying something just because people say you should. If you obviously are a long-term investor, then that's obviously a different conversation. But, you know, if you are just someone that likes to collect, then no one should force you to collect something that you don't want to collect. Webs, what's up, brother? What's up, Eli? I'm glad I finally caught you. Haha, glad you were able to make it. Found your channel a couple months back and watched all your videos. Love to see it. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. I've got too many questions. LOL, but appreciate the content. Well, if you ever, I mean, I'm getting caught up now, so finally, at least. If you got a question, bro, please let me know, dude. Please let me know. I'd love to answer your questions. Obviously, I'll try and do as many as I can, as fast as I can. I take forever. Being critical is necessary when false information is spread. I think that's definitely true. Don't ever use Venmo for any. Yep, 100% agree. Do you think it's a good idea to pre-order any Astral Radiance PCs ETBs right now, or wait for the set to come out? I think that personally, John, I think it's never a bad thing, and I could be wrong with this. Only time will tell. But so far, from what we've seen, if you take out Chilling Reign as the outlier, and I'll give my reasoning for it why. If you take out Chilling Reign as the outlier, I would say that as far as it stands right now, I don't think it's bad. And I myself have ordered several thousand dollars worth. Big pause. I did not order several thousand ETBs. But the reason why is because even if there is not going to be a really good second half of the set, I know that the Darkness Ablaze, or sorry, not Darkness Ablaze, the Darkrai card is going to be a very collectible card. Kind of like, I forgot who said it, but the Mew is going to be a very collectible card. And since also as well with the newer Pokemon Center exclusive ones, they are doing different designs, then basically it's going to make it so that they're more collectible. Now with the Chilling Reign, the reason why I say it's different is Chilling Reign had an error where they sent out only 8 packs instead of 10, and the ETBs themselves, if I'm correct, they had the same exact art design. So literally it was like you were buying a regular ETB and you didn't get anything special out of it. Same amount of packs. You were just paying more. Obviously they ended up, you know, apologizing for that and shipping out a bunch of, like, you know, thank you stuff to people and promo cards. But that's why they haven't gained as much value. And even with Evolving Skies, although Evolving Skies has gained a great amount of value, I think it would have performed far better if it did have a different design like a lot of the newer ones, but it's Evolving Skies, so it has performed stronger. And of course it did get its 10 packs like you saw with the Pokemon Center exclusives. So that's kind of how I would look at it. But the Darkrai, I think, is a very collectible artwork. I think that, of course, the Arceus has a different design, and so does the, you know, Fusion Strike Mew have different designs. So, and I love the coloring of the Mew. I know the Arceus isn't a big one, but regardless of whether people truly are more in love with that one versus the other one, it's still an item that's going to be collectible. It has the 10, and it's going to be different, which is going to what people to add it to their collection. So that's just my opinion. Like I said, I already picked up Astral. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, and you decide what you want to do, but that's what I'm doing. What's your thoughts on Brilliant Star singles? Good time to buy, or should I continue to wait till prices drop? Hash, from what we've heard right now, there's going to be a reprint in May for Brilliant Star, or at least a Wave 3, however you want to look at it. So I would wait till then, because that's when they're going to be a lot more affordable. Patrick, you're the man, Derek. I'm going to start watching Peaky Blinders. Yeah, dude. Shout out to Derek, man. Him and I have been going back and forth. Such a good show. Also, TBJ, I think you said TBH, has nothing bad to say about any product. Twice Baked Jake has nothing bad to say about any product. You know? Very true. If I add a piece to my seal collection, it's got to catch my eye. As of late, I really like the Evolving Skies ETB art and the Fusion Strike art. Yeah, dude, Evolving Skies, it has a great artwork. Even if it's the same, if we're talking Pokemon Center exclusive too, dude, it's always the same. It's still the same artwork, but it's a beautiful artwork, dude. It's a beautiful artwork. I must say, they're absolutely amazing. But Derek, what's up, my guy? Shelby sends their regards. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I can't thank you so much, dude. I always appreciate it so much when you donate. I can't thank you enough. What was I gonna say though? Yeah, dude, just waiting for season 6, baby. Just waiting for season 6. Hung says for sure ETB's at $28 on Card Shop Live if anyone's interested. Ooh, Fusion Strike for $28, bro. That's $2 more of what I was purchasing it for my distributor. That's a pretty good pickup. That's a pretty good pickup, personally speaking. So even if it's not the most desirable set, I still think that it'll perform well just because it's still collectible and it's an ETB. So, and at that price too, goodness gracious, guys, come on, settle down. Settle down, guys. But all right, so we are getting to the point right now where we're going to get into the last 5 minutes of the conversation. So if anyone has more questions to ask, please let me know. So we'll maybe make it 10 because we've only been going for an hour 45. So I usually go for around 2. Tone says going to get some more Brilliant Stars tomorrow, and I'll see if they have any celebrations left. Well, bro, one thing I will say in regards to Pokemon Center, if I'm correct, they're still available. They are still available for the Elite Trainer boxes. Could be wrong, but let's see. Yep, still available. I think that it is absolutely disgraceful that these are still up on the site, but who knows? I think these will perform really well long term. But recently picked up some Forbidden Lights build and battle kits for $25 each, which I thought was a steal. That's in Zulu Games. I picked up some as well. Set seems slept on and could do really well in the future. 100% agree, Spencer. Hung is at 27. That's a good question. Is it shipped? But yeah, Forbidden Light. Yeah, let's take a look at Forbidden Light. Actually, we can see what's in the set. I think we looked at it already. Literally, because I said lights, right? Yeah, I think the set is definitely. I mean, there's an argument to be made. I understand why people didn't like it, but I'm, a Gen 4 fan. Lucario, Palkia, Dialga. Absolutely love the cards. I can see not caring about the XY era, legendaries. And some of the Sun and Moon legendaries are Ultra Beasts. But it's got some really cool cards. The Arceus Prism is really beautiful. And even some of the just general GX cards have really cool designs. So, but yeah, no, I definitely think regardless, this set is still slept on for certain though. How soon will we hear about your Vivid Voltage ETB restock? I'll make an announcement about it for sure. I would say probably within the next month. I'll say you'll hear by sometime in April probably. So especially when I hear from my distributor, if their confirmation of it's going on, then I'll make sure to add it to the site. Hopefully I can hear back from my distributor. My sales rep just got back. He was on vacation for a while, so hopefully within the next couple weeks. Do you think we'll see a booster box drop below to 120? Hard to see for me personally due to inflation, but also due to the strong and constant demand due to the pandemic. Brian, what are you talking about specifically? Which booster box? Because it really depends on which one, and then I can go from there. Hung says, nope, shipping and tax to California. Yikes, that's tough. Favorite PTC artwork is the Celebration. It's a cool artwork design, man. I mean, it's going off of the Generations one, so, and it's a really, I do like the design on it as well. Brian, which sets there are? Yeah, exactly. Which set? Greninja is fan favorite for sure. Yeah, a lot of people really like Greninja. Greninja's a cool Pokemon. Most of my questions, oh, here we go, Webs, revolve around longevity of big chase cards and sealed product. Most of your videos cover only cover a few months / 1 year of data during the peak. Where's your head at for 5+ years? Well, if you're talking about if we're talking about longevity of big chase cards, well, you have to ask the question twofold. Are we discussing the conversation graded or ungraded? Because graded versus ungraded are going to be two completely different things. As we've really seen in this era, a lot of the Sword and Shield era chase cards are in very low population report, based on the fact that prices have been so expensive and people just haven't been sending them in because it just doesn't seem worth it to get them graded. And so when, you know, floodgates open with PSA and other grading companies, then I think, you know, they're going to absolutely plummet in price from what they currently are being sold for. And even then, it's really hard to find a lot of PSA 10 cards of like Chilling Reign, alternate arts, and so on and so forth. So now if we're talking about just general, you know, main hit cards in a lot of the sets, I mean, let's just take a look at a set like Evolving Skies. I think Evolving Skies will be the one we can have a conversation to when just looking at general cards that could perform well long term. Now, when you're telling me that you have an Umbreon VMAX alternate art card, right, that is going for $300, I think there's an argument to be made, and this is just my argument. I think there's an argument to be made that this card will not break over $1,000 in the next 3 to 5. And here's my argument as to why. If we're just looking at the most expensive cards in the Sun and Moon era set, I think there is only several cards that are even close to that. And one of them being the Shining Charizard, another one being the Rainbow Rare Charizard from Burning Shadows. And I know, obviously, that for the Burning Shadows Charizard, Burning Shadows, the set, and I know for the Burning Shadows Charizard too. Obviously, there was a print error, but that shouldn't change the value. If anything, it should increase the value. And as we've seen, even with this demand in the market, we've seen the price go from $475 all the way to its low of $367. So that's about a $100 drop. With Burning Shadows booster boxes in the past year, we've seen it go from $437 down to around $100. So even then, you've seen the prices pretty much scale 1-to-1 from the value. It's dropped $100 for both, and it's starting to curl back around at $380. And as for the Shiny GX Charizard, it has not curled back around. It is still kind of flatlined, and that's because these will not perform as well when scaling upwards, based on the fact of the matter that these are not deflationary cards. They're very much inflationary. They are going to just continue to, over time, as more and more product goes down, get beaten up by the market, versus as more and more sealed product, it's going to go up. So with that being said, do I think that a lot of the chase cards, say in the, you know, era of Sword and Shield, could perform well long term? Yeah, I definitely think there's an argument to be made that they could perform well, but I don't think they're going to be paced by the same rate of sealed product, just because of the way in which, you know, they're inflationary. So that's kind of just my thing, but that's not to say that in the next, you know, 3 to 5 years you couldn't see the Evolving Skies, you know, Umbreon, for example, break 500, but I expect there to be multiple reprints which are going to drive the prices down drastically. And that would be very unheard of in the ultra-modern era. Even if we talk about XY, even if we talk about Sun and Moon, I don't know of a single card that's even worth around $500 raw. So it's going to be really hard to find that. And maybe you can say that's a bad comparison, and we can look at some other cards that are worth $50, $100, and say, well, maybe they'll triple, quadruple. But it's just a hard example to make personally. I like the artwork for GX cards, but I never really liked the border card frames. Yeah, I kind of see that. With the rainbows, I love the border artwork, but with the recent ones. Brian, I guess for the most recent sets? Wait, so your question is, do you think we'll see booster boxes drop below 120? Well, that's hard to say. With the most recent sets, Brian, most of them are below 120. Most of them at around $90 to $100. And if you're talking about Vivid Voltage is at 120, we're talking Doctrines of Blaze is at 120. I know you can still get literally the only sets that are not at 120 are the only sets in the Sword and Shield era that are not 120 are Sword and Shield Base, Rebel Clash, and Evolving Skies, and I wouldn't be surprised if Evolving Skies goes to 120 if it does get another reprint. Other two, unless they get a reprint, I doubt they're going to go to 120, but that's just kind of how I'd look at it. So yeah, no, most of them, Evolving Skies, for example. Well, Brian, I made a video about it. Actually, yesterday I talked about it. So if you watch yesterday's video, Brian, I actually go in depth talking about why I think there's an argument to be made it can go to 120. So I definitely think it's possible, but it really just comes down to when the reprints happen. But I believe I can grab Fusion Strike boosters or Chilling Reign for less than 100. You can buy them for about 82 bucks or 85. But he's talking about evolving. Derek thinks I think Evolving Skies. Well, that's the thing though, Derek, is when I say inflation, I don't say inflation as in the way in which you think about it. I don't say inflation as in like, so when you think of inflation, right, you think about the price of things going up over time because the overall value of the items themselves, well, actually that's not true as well. When talking about general inflation, we're talking about the value of the dollar. Obviously, things become more expensive because there's more money being printed, and so the value of the dollar buy-wise just goes down. Well, yes, I understand there's a general demand and supply in regards to what's going on with Evolving Skies, which is why it started to climb really quickly. We haven't had another reprint happen, and because of that, you know, there's an argument to be made that if it never got another reprint, that these cards could see over $500, but it's very, very unlikely. And so the cards will inflate even if there's a great demand for it, because Vivid Voltage had an incredible demand and it went up to $220 a booster box, and the Pikachu Raw was going for like $600-700 and it was insanely expensive. But like once it got that reprint for Vivid Voltage, and we can see if we have some more chart data. We'll take a look at Pokedata.io. They might have some older data for it. Whoopsies. But if we take a look at the Pikachu, let's just see the last year price. You know, it was at $336. It's now going for around $170. That was after one reprint. Pokedata.io. So Pokedata.io, we'll see what they say. Pikachu VMAX. We'll look at the search results for the Pikachu VMAX and what we can see with the English Rainbow Rare. Let's see if they have sales data all the way back. If they do, this will just kind of be a good early kind of indicator. But I think it's going to follow the same thing because Vivid Voltage has been kind of following chart-wise 1-to-1. Gosh dang it! Why is it doing this? I hate this. But let me keep reading and then we'll wait for this to load. There are a lot of modern, but yeah, no, Derek, I think when talking about it, I think yes, there's a ton of demand, which is why you saw the Pikachu prices go insanely high, which is why you saw the Amazing Rares go insanely high. But then once they got printed into the ground, because you saw Vivid Voltage packs and everything, then it was one of those things where the value of the item started to go down. And I think you could see that with Evolving Skies within the next year. I wouldn't be surprised if we got booster box reprints, wouldn't be surprised if we got ETB reprints, and wouldn't be surprised if they took the packs and threw them in everything, because this is one of the most desirable sets for a reason. Do you think a set is better to invest in with big home run cards at low quality, or the value spread out higher quantities of chase cards? Well, let me read that one more time so I can understand what you're saying. Do you think a set is better for investment with big home run cards at low quantity, or the value spread out at a higher quantity of other chase cards? So what we've seen so far, Gigi Smith, is that the value being spread out on a higher quantity of chase cards has historically performed well. Take a look at Burning Shadows. Burning Shadows, obviously there's an issue with print. So that's a perfect one to look at. Very hard to pull as well. And the value of Burning Shadows ETBs compared to a set like Cosmic Eclipse, where the cards, have not performed as strong. But people love that they're able to pull a lot of cards. So I think that's another one to look at. Unified Minds is another one to look at when comparing the overall prices. And Unified Minds had a reprint literally a year ago. So, or no, 2 years ago now. Wow, year and a half ago? Year ago, I think. Maybe? Start of last year, or it was near the back end of 2020 or start of 2021. I'm trying to remember, but I know we had one recently because I was literally able to buy some Unified Minds booster boxes literally no more than like a year to year and a half ago for 120. And I myself got some from my distributor. So if it weren't for the reprint, I mean, it would definitely be surpassing Burning Shadows. So and if you take a look at a lot of sets in Ultra Modern too, I mean, Evolving Skies is another perfect example. It has a bunch of pulls and it's big hitter pulls, and all the other like era sets, sure, they're not EVs or big hitters, but with that being said, you know, not everyone's clamoring to get, you know, a Fusion Strike, even though it does have 3 big hitter cards that are more expensive than the majority of the set. You know, it's kind of the best of both worlds as a hybrid. So, you know, I would say that having it spread out is what people more than likely have, from what I've seen, liked, just because they would prefer more opportunities to get good hits. It's kind of like how when people ask me, or when I ask people, would you prefer that I have less winners and they get more packs, or more packs and or less packs and more winners? And people have always said they prefer less packs and more winners in regards to when I do my giveaways, because they just want to have a higher chance. There are a lot of modern chase cards that are over 100. Are there examples of previous era chase cards that hold their value, like from the GX era? But I wasn't talking about over 100. I was talking more around the $300 price point to $500 price point. But if you want to talk about that, and when you're asking the question if there are a lot from other eras that have held their kind of value, well, obviously, if we take a look at what's a good era to look at? XY is not going to be a good one. Black and White era, Diamond and Pearl era. It's also very hard, man, because Diamond and Pearl has been popping off because it was undervalued, and you also had Arceus, Diamond and Pearl get remakes for the game. So those are outliers. You know, EX era cards, you can make an argument for EX era cards. We'll take a look at like Dragon Frontiers. Here, let's take a look at Dragon Frontiers. Let's take a look and see what the value of those cards have done long term. So I can tell you, gosh dang it. Come on, Polkadata, why are you not loading? Let's take a look at the Mew Gold Star. So if we look at the overall value, oh, it's gonna make me log in. Gosh dang it. Man, I'm going way over, but that's okay, guys. I got no problem with that. I got a couple more minutes. Okay, Mew Gold Star. Mew Gold Star. All right, so if we just look at Raw, we'll do Raw, for example, instead of PSA. No. If we just take a look at the value of the card, this is going all the way back to July of 2021. So this is actually right before you kind of saw the peak of everything. At its highest, it was selling for, it looks like it had some raw data where it was selling for around $1,000, 120, right? So you're saying to yourself, wow, this card at one point was, you know, at a 5x return. 5x return is great, don't get me wrong. But then, you know, demand started to die out, and you could even make an argument that this was a fluke. You know, you take this away, you take this part away, and you talk about the high being 580 and then the last high being 600. You take this part away, a 3x return, and pretty stagnant from up and down, up and down. I mean, 200, then up, then down, then up, then down. So it's been very stagnant. And then we take a look at the PSA graded card. I mean, over the last year, it's also been very stagnant. Now, it did go up, and we can look at this chart from when looking at graded, because that's going to be a different one. Pokemarket Cap. Pokemarket Cap is going to have more historical data than Pokedata.io. But if we do look at the Mewtwo, or the Mew, sorry, and we look at the Mew from We'll go sets. We'll go by sets. That'll be easier. Go Dragon Frontiers. Mew Gold Star. Look more at the history of graded. If we look at the history of graded over time, we can see that the value of the graded card itself at its lowest point back in 2017 was going for 455. And it went all the way up to its highest point of around 7,000. So you say 7,000, whoopsies, divided by 455. That is not right. It's about a 15x return. That's a great return. That's a great return for a card. But here's the difference. And this is where the argument I'm going to be making, and now this is where there could be a disconnect, Webs. And this is one of the things I preach about all the time, and I talk about this specifically with Ultra Modern. It's really hard to track value long term that is going to be really substantial growth value on raw cards versus graded. When you talk about graded, it's a completely different situation, because when someone says near mint in the actual specific grading ranges for PSA is 7, 8, 9, and 9 is Gen Mint, and then, 9 is Mint, and then 10 is Gen Mint. So it's really hard because you have to be able to compare how much of a range there is with raw versus graded. So, and even then, I mean, if you're talking about the value of the Dragon Frontiers booster box, it's worth an extreme amount of funds. So if we want to take away the argument of comparing the two, because obviously history has already shown us that, you know, for the most part, sealed is going to perform better than individual cards. And we just say the argument of, is there cards that you can invest in that are singles? Of course, but I would lean more towards going and investing in PSA graded, because it is going to have a lot stronger of a value, because there isn't that kind of speculation on what is it. Is it a 7? Is it an 8? Is it a 9? Is it a 10? Because it's going to be hard to know and track that data on raw, versus when looking at graded, you can track it a lot more easily because we know what its grade is. And then lastly, the final point I'm going to make with that is in regards to Ultra Modern. When Ultra Modern starts opening back up again for grading with PSA, then of course you're going to be able to see a lot higher of a population report for cards. And so I'm going to start personally probably sending a lot of my Ultra Modern stuff to BGS, just because you're going to be able to get a lot more of a premium if you do hit those black labels. But that's just how I look at it. But do you think we already answered the question. What's up, Wisdom? How we going, brother? Man, I am going over. I need to finish up here soon, guys. Hope everyone enjoys the weekend. Get a look at volleyball game. Hey, thanks, Patrick. You too, brother. Top 5 sealed product you buy right now as an investor. Right now, Hash, I would say if you can get the Arceus, Arceus is good. Pokemon Center exclusive for that you can buy right now. Pokemon Center exclusive for Brilliant Star, and then I would say any of the 3 ETBs we just got reprints for. Single price for Altar VMAXs are marked up 20%. The TCG prices at my LGS and Frank and Ellen. My parents bought my packs back in '99. I don't remember the prices. Wasn't it about 3 to 4 pack? Yep, you can get it as cheap as 3, dude. It's insane how much times have changed. Look what happened to Vivid Voltage when Evolving Skies came out. Yeah, dude, but that was a huge drop off in demand, as well as a huge reprint. So it just kind of correlated together with each other. What's up, Ali G? How we doing, brother? Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I'm back. Just drove through a dead zone. Gold Star Mew is 203 on a raw when Pokemon was at its low in popularity, but now that everyone is hyper aware of the condition, I don't see a card like that. Card like Alta Umbreon holding prices at the same price, or holding the same price. Yeah, dude, it's hard, man. It makes it really hard for sure to see that growth. And that's kind of just goes really back to the point that I was making. Because basically now all of the chase cards to be near mint in the future, as opposed to when kids, myself included, would be putting cards in their pockets. Yeah, 1,000%. And that's why, once again, Webs really goes back to the argument of PSA graded cards, because those PSA graded cards don't have that speculation, because you know what they are, and the population report on them is so much smaller. And so you're able to track the PSA reports, which allow you to really see the scarcity, because scarcity is king at the end of the day in regards to value. So just pulled another Hey, let's go, dude. Yo, let's go. That's sick. Shout out to Mr. Taco. But yeah, no, it's tough, man. It's tough for sure. So don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely think there's money to be made in the era of, you know, graded cards. And I think you have to really be smart about where you're putting your money when you're doing it. Obviously, I have my own strategies, but you know, unless I'm getting it for a collection piece, it's really hard for me wanting to mass buy something graded or ungraded unless I know it's like a steal and people are sleeping on it. But anyway, we've been going 10 to 15 minutes over. I'm finally caught up with all the questions. Really appreciate everyone for stopping by, Webs. I'd love to continue this conversation. I know you said a lot of questions, so I'd love to have you ask me more questions. Hopefully you can make it on the next stream. But I just want to say thank you all, guys, so much for watching. As always, make sure to leave a like, comment down below. Be subscribed to the YouTube channel if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways. You just comment and like any of the videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, of course, once we hit 2,500 subs, we're going to be giving away 12 packs instead of 8 packs for our 3 winners. But one thing I will say as well, obviously we did a poll, and it looks as if for the final results of the poll themselves, people were indeed saying that they would prefer to have Unified Mind, and it seems like an even split across the board for which people would prefer in regards to. Oh, looks like Booster just surpassed, so I think we might have to go with Booster just to be safe than sorry, but I could offer loose packs on the side, so that's something we'll have to kind of talk about it another time. But I really appreciate you guys so much, as always, but that is all I have to say. Thank